Hello everyone, and thank you for watching. This is Hadrian. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our Against All Odds series. Merry Christmas! By the way, if you do not celebrate this holiday, you'll have something to celebrate when you're watching this episode anyway, because on this day, I will be demonstrating some of the new features that were added in the Timberwolf Mountain patch that just came out. Of course, it came out before Christmas, but due to my upload schedule, this is what we're going with. It's coming out on Christmas Day. It works out quite well. So as you can see, we're at Sandbox Alpha version 0.298. They've added a whole new region called Timberwolf Mountain to the game, which is supposed to be the most wilderness-like region that they've added yet. In addition to that, they've added rope climbing gameplay, so you can actually climb ropes to get to some of the most remote regions in Timberwolf Mountain. That'll be kind of exciting. They've also added a distress pistol tool / weapon. I'm reading from their notes, by the way, so these are not my words. I'm just going down their bullet points. The distress pistol can be used to scare off bears, which we've run into those a couple of times. By the way, if you haven't figured out why we're sitting on the title screen, it's to go over this stuff, so sorry if it throws you off. They've added a stat screen that tracks current and historical sandbox game data. They've added a player log that tracks locations explored, general status, and allows for players to write or edit journal entries, which is really cool. They've added a rifle cleaning kit tool and rifle maintenance gameplay, as well as the ability for the rifle to sway when you're really tired so you can't aim straight, but also they've added a new aiming reticle on the rifle that makes it easier to see, basically new iron sights. That just make it really easy to aim with the rifle. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But the cool thing about the cleaning kit tool and the new sharpening stone tool as well is that the way that you maintain your weapons is going to be a bit more realistic. They've also added rifle jamming as well as a whole bunch of other features. I want to make a quick note before we go any further here. This is actually a voiceover episode. In the next 3 episodes you're going to see, I will describe them as this is a voiceover episode. I'm not going to go into any more detail in those episodes, but I'll tell you now. So I have an LED light on my microphone that's supposed to tell me when it's muted. Well, apparently it doesn't work anymore, and I recorded a series of episodes, including this one, without any voice capture happening. Completely my bad, but that's okay. We're still going to play them, and this will be fun because I'll actually be watching with you, and we will, be kind of reacting to stuff at the same time, but I can still tell you what I was thinking and what our objectives are. Because I literally just recorded these episodes. I decided to jump right back in and do the voiceover so I wouldn't forget everything that I did. So we're resuming our game now. You might have noticed that nice new load screen. But anyway, here we are back in the Quonset gas station. Ooh, new status screen. I'm trying to preserve the quality of my reactions here. So I'm getting my bearings a little bit because it looks different. So it takes me a second to get back into the game. So we're doing good on calories. Been alive for, we'll see. Now I don't have the option of checking anytime I want. I've got to wait for myself to pull it up in the game to see how long we've been alive. There's that cured rabbit pelt that we left on the floor. So our current objective is we actually have made our deerskin boots and our deerskin pants, and now we just need to wait for a little bit and make the bearskin bedroll before we can go to Pleasant Valley, which is our next objective. As you might have seen in the previous episodes, we actually discovered the route to Pleasant Valley while we were getting ready to head back to Mystery Lake. So that was a big plus. Okay, I think I might... Yeah, see, there's a wolf right there. Run, 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 run. Of course, we're wearing a wolf coat, so...
Feels like night is coming.
So, these animals are always slightly scared of us. Oh, also, notice that stag. They've completely redone the stag animations, and there are a few points in these upcoming episodes where you'll actually get to see new stags and stuff like that. That's really, really cool. So, anyway, now we're back at our home base. So, we're kind of tired, which is annoying. Got to find a way to deal with that. Those are our deer hides, as you can see, or our bear hides. One is 95% cured, one is 79% cured. So this is the moment where it's kind of like, all right, we need to get ready with our bear stuff. That's the next thing we need to make before we do anything go anywhere. Another mark that we're about to clear, let's see if it'll pull back up in a minute here. But another mark that we're about to clear, just watch for it, is the 40-day survival mark, which is really cool. Just part of the part of the Against All Odds series that's been so exciting is the ability to, to say, that we have survived 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, 40 days against all odds. And the higher it is, the more interesting things get. So there it is, 36 hours and 11 minutes we've survived. We're going to rest a little bit more here. Evidently, I'm making up my mind on something. Maybe giving you guys the same talk that I just gave you in the voiceover. Who knows? This is fun. And, 4 episodes, that's an hour and 20 minutes. I don't have to do this for too long. Woke up hungry and thirsty? Notice our food reserves are dwindling. That's one of the challenges we're going to face. Let's eat. Or not. Okay, if you don't want to eat, I think you should eat right then. But you didn't. Why? Why, dude? Oh yeah, this was scary. So the very first time I opened one of the containers after loading up my save into the new patch, there was that long pause, and I was like, oh no, oh no. Please, for the love of God, let there not be like a bug that makes the Against All Odds series unplayable. Unbeknownst to me, of course, I wasn't recording audio. But, c'est la vie. So we're just taking stock of our surroundings real quick. Oh yeah, for a moment I thought about repairing that toque, but it's at 94% already. So there's not much point to repairing it. That would take an entire piece of cloth away, and it wouldn't make as much of a difference to us right now. So you're wasting the potential of that cloth. So mainly right now we're waiting for our bear hides to cure. So what I think we're about to do is just rest for a while. Oh wait, maybe not. Oh yeah, all right. Now what we've got to do is go. Sorry, this is going to happen a lot for the next couple of episodes. I'll be like, oh yeah, this is what I was thinking. Cool. I have a working memory. We have to go across to the. There's a wolf. 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 There's a wolf right in front of you. Wait, no, maybe there's not. Okay, I'm thinking of another time. Anyway, this is going to be fun. We have to check the actual requirements of the bearskin bedroll, and that's what we're here to do. We'll walk up to the workbench. I'm going to momentarily forget what I'm supposed to be doing, then come back to the workbench. Okay. This is interesting. Part of me wishes I could do this all the time, do the after commentary like this. This happened not too long ago to Arumba. He posted about it on Twitter. Arumba, by the way, if you guys haven't seen the beginning of the Roman Ascension series, was really one of the guys that inspired the beginning of the channel for me. He loves strategy games that are along a similar vein to the kind that I love to play. So I watch his stuff a lot, and I really admire him. He definitely inspired me to start this channel. But the same thing happened to him not too long ago, where he he was recording. It was a similar situation because he was playing on an Iron Man save of Europa Universalis 4, and that essentially means that the save file works just like the Long Dark save file does. You don't have control over it. If you go a certain amount of episodes and you play, you can't just load back up from a previous point. You're done. It'll update the save without your permission, without your control. So that happened to him. He was really frustrated. And now look, it's happening to me. He did it only for 2 episodes. I did it for 4. So hey, at least there's not as much information to cover in the Long Dark as Europa Universalis 4. But anyway, let me not get caught up in a tangent. So I'm really just making sure that I can put some of the extra stuff I'm carrying away. Notice I put away the extra Flame Striker there in the container to the right. I've been carrying that around for the longest time. It weighs about 1/5 of a pound, but I just haven't been noticing, hey, you probably don't need that. one of the advantages of doing this voiceover is I can pull up other things on my computer while I'm doing it. I can glance at my schedule and remind myself how many more episodes I need to record, ideally, to be as far along as I would like to be. It's interesting, actually, we're going out of town for the holidays pretty soon, so I'm trying to build up the rest of December's backlog, similar to the way I did for the rest of November, or actually similar to the way I did for the first couple of weeks of December, in November. It's not the... Oh yeah, check this out. So it feels like 32 degrees right now because we have a 40-degree boost and a 28-degree boost from our clothing. So it's just huge. We have 12 hours of daylight left. As you can see, I'm pointing out, like, there's 12 hours of daylight left. And so it's really cold, but we're still warm enough to where, we're right at the freezing point and we're not actually losing condition because of how cold we are. It's just fantastic to have that deerskin clothing. All right, so we're going to check the status of the hides. One is 99% cured, the other is 84% cured, so we just have to wait on those. So what we're going to do now, and this is the part that I kind of regret because this is a Christmas episode after all, and I was excited to show, talk about some of the new features of the Timberwolf Mountain episode, we definitely will get some stuff done, in this episode, but not as much as happens in the next ones, just because right now my focus is on resting, waiting for this stuff to cure, and then we actually start work on the bearskin pelt. So, it just takes time. Resting for another 8 hours. So we're going to rest well into almost the middle of the night. Eating some of the last of my bear meat there. And drinking some water. Basically, every time I take a nap, I gotta wake up, eat and drink, and then go back to sleep. So we're gonna rest for another 8 hours. And I distinctly remember myself saying at this point, you should be seeing a pattern, because we're resting for 8, waking up, eating, drinking, resting again for 8. So we're basically hibernating at the moment, waiting for, ironically, these bear pelts to cure. No pun intended. Another thing that they changed in the Timberwolf Mountain update was that they added the vegetation in the game will change direction based on the wind and the strength of the wind. So where the wind is blowing and how hard it's blowing will actually make the trees flutter. You might have already seen it earlier if you're particularly hawk-eyed. I pointed it out actually earlier in the original recording here, which of course, if you're just jumping in for whatever reason, this is a voiceover of my original recording because I had a microphone derp. I have an LED that no longer works, so it's not doing its job telling me what's muted and what's not. But anyway, the next time I go outside, take a look. If there's a gust of wind, you will see the trees and the grass blowing along. It's really quite nice. I think they've also added some additional grass to make it, more immersive. At this point, we're just going to pile all of our food into our inventory because what we're preparing to do is we're going to go over and start work on the bearskin bedroll. For those, I didn't catch if the pelts had been eaten yet. Maybe I haven't, or had been eaten. If the pelts had been cured yet. What's going on? Let's see. There they are. Okay, so one's 99% cured. Let's rest for a little bit more time. And now we're back into the morning. Okay. Closing in on that 40-hour mark. We also need more water. Because again, we just loaded up on food so that we can go over and have a lot of food and water to spend some time working on this 17-hour task of building the bearskin bedroll. Now we've got to start a fire, add in a bunch of fuel, and melt some water, or melt some ice to get some water. Now let's go all in. 1.3 gallons. Nice. Now we're boiling it to get all the impurities out. One of the cool features of the long dark. And we're hungry, so we're going to eat a bit of beef jerky just to tide us over. And I think, yeah, some of these granola bars are going to come in handy as well. So notice, again, this is the last of our food from the fridge, and we're eating it. So, yeah. I think, yeah, see, look at the trees. Yeah, this is a moment that I took to look around. Look at everything kind of blowing in the wind nicely. I like that. Wolf, 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 wolf. Running, 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 running. That's not the scariest encounter that happens in the next couple episodes. You gotta stick around. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna try and basically we just went around to the back door, or the same door actually. Because we're crazy, and we're just gonna try and outrun the wolf. That's how we roll. Okay, cool. Alright, back to the Quonset gas station. I always forgot that it had a name. It is called the Quonset gas station. Alright, here we go. And watch, this time I don't forget. So I actually don't spend an accidental half hour on it. It's going to take 17 and a half hours to craft. So we're going to go ahead and put in 8 right now. Going to work for the rest of the day. It's going to make us really hungry. It's going to make us really thirsty putting in this time. And it's going to make us tired too. But we just knocked out about half of the work in one session. Alright, so drinking some water. Eating some candy. Eating some peaches. Millions of peaches. Peaches for me. Millions of peaches. Okay, I'll stop. More peaches. I'm telling you. There's millions. Why are you pointing there, Hadrian? This is a family channel. Okay, so put the lantern away, and now we need to rest for a bit. So we're resting through the end of the night, definitely. We're ravenous and parched. So we need to drink. Need to eat. So our calories are back up above 1,000, which is not great. It's not really a good position to start work in, but let's get our lantern back out and head over to the workstation. Okay, there's our cured guts, the extra cured guts. One thing we did a moment ago that I forgot to comment on was, I dropped some of the cured guts that I didn't need to be carrying around. They're laying there on the floor now. I must have been gabbing on about something else. All right, let's work for, what, 6 hours? Yeah, that's right. Now what? We've got enough to drink. We got a gallon of water. But we don't have enough to eat. So we just fixed our thirst problem, but we need to be able to fix our hunger problem. And that's, well, that's the problem. So we're going to head out from the gas station. Hello, wolf. He's running away from us because we have that wolfskin coat on. Run, 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 run. I'm always nervous when I'm going back and forth. That area was, you know, it wasn't populated by wolves. I killed some wolves and there weren't as many in the area. Now they're back. They're just back. They don't respawn, they just... Maybe they do respawn, I don't know. But you never, like, see a creature spawn in this game. It doesn't happen. The creatures just always kind of wander into existence. They probably have creatures spawn while you're asleep. That's a clever way to do it. Oh yeah. So I'm eating this tomato soup because it's the last of the food I had in the fridge. And notice on the screen it says, a rich, sweet-smelling soup, eat it hot and it'll warm your heart, might even stave off starvation for a little longer. I didn't notice that until I was eating the last one here. So had I heated it up, it might have actually had a higher caloric value, and it just been more filling. But, you know, you win some and you lose some. Oh yeah, this is where I got tripped out because the light effects were looking a little bit weird. Totally got distracted. Come on, Hadrian, don't break the immersion. Don't do that. I'm commenting on myself. This feels so strange. Okay, now run back across. Quickly, quickly, quickly. There's another wolf, but he's running from us. And head into the Quonset gas station. And we're going to finish the bear pelt. But I think before we do that, we're going to wrap this episode. I think that's what's about to happen. Because I can see us coming to the very end. Because I know we wrap the bear pelt in the very next one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.